Joining the boat for the last time, there were a number of thoughts running through my mind. One was a little sad that it was all coming to an end. This is the last submarine that I'll command. I won't get another one of these type. I certainly won't get one of the new Collins class. My age and rank go against me in that area. So it's, if you like, the end of 17 years of seagoing submarining.
Morning, Navigator.
Morning, sir.
Captain.
Submarine's ready for sea, sir. Tides, high water was at 0500, 2.2 metres. We have our neap's tide. Harbour movements, there are nil harbour movements. First course is 108, the gyro's been correct. Both main motors ready, group down. Bay telegraph has been passed, sir.
Roger, thank you.
Captain, sorry, sir.
Morning, XO.
Morning, sir. All hands and all stores are on board. We have 74 personnel on board, sir. We have 70.5% in the box, sir. The tug is standing by. We are singled up, ready to proceed.
Roger, thank you.
I have a number of priorities. One of them is to actually have this submarine ready to go to war today.
Roger, thank you. Carry on below.
Carry on below, Roger.
Torpedo also coming below. Torpedo also coming below, Roger.
5 pounds run a wheel over, sir. New course at 037.5.
Roger, thank you.
Close the W2 mast. Close the W2 mast. Roger.
I've had the pleasure of meeting submariners from all around the world, including Soviet submariners, and it's like those that wear the dolphins are actually in a special, different sort of club. It's unnatural, I suppose, for man to go underwater in a steel tube. It is a hostile environment, after all. Man is not supposed to breathe underwater. Well, we take our air with us and we work underwater. It's just a fact of life.
Lost launch, Captain.
Dive the submarine.
Alright, sir, dive the submarine. No bridge, press the klaxon twice. Press the klaxon twice, I'm watching.
One, two, four, six, seven main vents indicating open.
Main vents. 75 feet back to 56.
75 back to 56.
What's the watch you have, Q?
I have Q right, sir.
Stand clear for it, periscope.
Degrees power down.
Roger, up, lead shut, 2 clips, 2 pins. Cut, 057.
6 down.
Loku!
Control is point. Accommodation space, have strike. Roger, accommodation plane, catch right. Tail up, rims up, sketch up, with drive to torpedo, ready, catch strike. Control, zero, close that door, station, zero, catch strike. Control, passengers up, sketch up to dry, up to torpedo, ready, catch strike.
70 feet.
100 off, torpedo, ready, catch strike. 100 after escape.
Raise forward.
Shift, control, battery. Control, motor, close over, diving station. Retiring, buoyant, that was up, fire escape down alarm.
70 feet. 65, 64, 63, 62.
Speed for trimming.
61.
Down.
Speed for trimming.
The trim is one of the
Cut full post
vital
line.
areas of the submarine's operation.
Also watch to the
We have to
periscope.
move water in and out and from forward to aft in the submarine to achieve a state of neutral buoyancy. That can take either some time or it can be quite quick. It will be very much dependent on how accurately the trim has been calculated out by the trimming officer before the boat dives.
200 gallons. Forward. 200.
Too deep.
Okay, we'll start slowing down, please. I don't want to be this speed all night.
Slide together.
Aft, around the stairs, water shots, fire from down to sea, I can see grainy on water.
100 gallons forward to aft. Okay, it's very heavy forward.
100 flooded. 100.
100 gallons forward to aft.
It can be a critical operation, especially if the submarine, for some reason, dives with a very bad trim. The submarine could be either very heavy, which could be quite dangerous, obviously, because the submarine could sink with a rapidity that we'd rather not have. Conversely, if it's very light, the submarine will take a great deal of effort to get below the water. So you think to know, Jeff, bubble down, boat's still rising, so we're still light. Okay.
100 gallons last pump. Flood 100.
The angle should start to react to the plane surfaces within about 20 seconds of them being applied by the coxswain. If they're not, either you've got extremely rough weather up top, which we haven't, or we're very heavy or very light. Our seventh hand has managed to get the trim, ballpark after nearly 25 minutes. I think we're going to have to call it a day here. Intention will be to go down to 90 feet, do the duck to 90 feet, settle down, catch a good slow one, trim 7-0. Happy with that 7-0?
Right, sir.
Pull ahead together.
Pull ahead together.
90 feet, midships, down on mark.
39, hot power.
You have cue.
I have cue, right, sir.
Q-vent flooded, Q-vent shut.
Low cue. Low cue.
10 down.
We'll go down to 500 feet to check out the repairs that we've conducted and carry on from there. At night with the submarine deep, there is no visual reference for the surface ships to use to locate the submarine. By that I mean there are no mast raised for them to visually detect. There's nothing for the radars to lock onto. Therefore, when the submarine is deep, it is at its least vulnerable. It is always a deadly weapon, depending on how it's handled, because the submarine still has the capability of firing its full range of weapons regardless of what depth it's at.
Seventh, lower 6 when you get up for breakfast. Eddie, lower 6, get up for breakfast. Sir. Harry. Tony, get up, lower 6, get up for breakfast.
And there's always life in a submarine.
Get up
You're
for
always
breakfast.
going. There's always a watch on and there's always either 2 watches off or 1 watch off. So there's always people getting up and people going to bed. So it's a fairly continuous. I mean, the most sleep you ever get at one time is 6 hours.
Mindy, lower 6, mate, get up for breakfast.
Your sleep's not quality sleep either. It's got all the noise around you. You can be sleeping, say, in the mess. You've got the noise of the local air conditioners, or maybe somebody coming to make a cup of coffee. If you sleep in the passageway outside the mess, you've got somebody coming down to dip the battery. Guys going from compartment to compartment, so that there's traffic or foot traffic noise. You've got all that.
The first day is usually the worst day, but once you get into the routine of doing your 6 hours work, having to get something to eat, then getting your head down for the remainder, getting up to do another 6 hours, it just takes a little bit to get used to, but once you're into the routine, it's fine.
Lack of sleep, I think, would have to be one of the hardest things to put up on the boat. And besides that, you're always around people. You're never alone by yourself. I think the only time you're alone is when you go to the toilets, and that gets on you after a while.
There is no spare space on board a submarine. Wherever there's a spare bit of room that's stowage for something, whether it be clothes or food or equipment. It's difficult. I mean, if you have a sort of an argument with somebody, it's very difficult to sort of walk out of the house and sort of walk down the street and sort of let yourself calm down, because you can walk 300 feet and that's it sort of thing, you know. So you've got to be able to, and you've got to let things run, and if somebody upsets you, well, you just got to say, okay, well, that's fine, and just let it go. So you've got to be fairly easygoing.
Add bacon, please. Luigi. That's okay. I find it fairly easy myself coping with the conditions because I really want to be here. And I think most people that do want to be here will tolerate the conditions fairly well. I mean, sometimes you'll find that people start getting agitated if you spend a long period at sea and that. But normally, you know, things like that don't happen and guys cope fairly well with it.
Engineer, sir, oxygen level is 20%.
20%, roger.
Motor room, control room. Burn an oxygen candle in the after oxygen generator.
The oxygen candle is essentially a pyrotechnic device. It's a solid candle of a composition of different chemicals which, when they burn, give off pure oxygen as a byproduct of that combustion. That oxygen is given off in sufficient quantities to enable us to revitalise the atmosphere in the submarine.
250.
Alright, so watch nodding starboard side.
Watch nodding. Stand by the side, generating starboard side. Stand by the side, generating starboard side, engine room, roger. Stand by the side, generating starboard side, motor room, roger.
The Oberon-class submarine is a diesel-electric type of submarine, which means that the main generators here behind us drive an electric generator which charges the submarine's batteries. The main motors of the submarine, which drive the actual propeller shafts, draw their power supply from the main batteries. Periodically, we have to snort, which is to run our diesel generators whilst we're submerged at periscope depth in order to recharge our battery banks. When we snort, we raise an induction mast out of the water, which allows us to bring a supply of air into the submarine to supply the diesel generators, and we also raise an exhaust mast which allows us to dispose of the exhaust gases.
Okay, Blue, could I have a cut on blue next veg and one fish for the lot?
The flow of air through the submarine also revitalises the submarine's atmosphere.
I'll have a look at what's happening.
Good to go. Up and forward. Break easy. Roger, okay.
The old Oberon is exactly that. It's old. It's not particularly sophisticated. Its engineering is 40 years out of date. And the new Collins is it's going to be a highly complex, sophisticated, state-of-the-art weapon.
After basing afterload power clutch in, power off the mount. Steering.
And I think it'd be every young submariner's dream to think he'd be driving one around in 4 or 5 years' time.
Induction mast is lowered 1 foot, exhaust mast is a 6 foot mast.
The main form of my training comes from the CO and then the XO, but it's also I also gain a lot from the other qualified officers that are on watch with me and so on. With submarines, you have to know all the parts of the ship, and so you have to learn from everyone that's in their own compartment, take them as the expert in their field. You never stop learning. I've got about another 2 months or so before I'm qualified, But after that, the learning curve doesn't stop. If anything, it just continues on at the same rate.
And the fire control solution is based on 3 points. The best chance of us detecting it is when that target is 2/3 of the way inside the actual lobe of the
Bit of a case of the blind leading the blind, isn't it, 7-0? I mean, so what can a POM teach us about Mach 48?
Well, I'd like to think you could do something too.
Keep it up.
That's it.
When the torpedo goes active, is it
Training on board this submarine is specifically designed towards the Oberon-class submarine. Training for the new Collins-class submarine is a completely separate and dedicated form of training which will take almost 12 months to achieve.
It is going to be an exceptionally good submarine. I would jump at a chance to drive one. It is going to be even more capable than these boats in a whole host of areas. You know, many too complex to go into, but it will be a state-of-the-art boat, and it will be a CEO's dream.
There are quite a number of scenarios which are particularly dangerous to a submarine. Fire and flooding would be 2 of the most prevalent ones. We exercise the means for getting out of those situations on a very regular basis.
Well, you've got your fire extinguishers, they'd be the first ones on the scene. 9 times out of 10, because you've always got somebody in a compartment, your fire will go out with first aid action.
Right? Yep.
If they don't get the fire out, then you start bringing in heavier stuff, as in your people with fire extinguishers again, butt in breathing apparatus.
77 Golf Gun HG1. Occupy teams 3 and 4. Re-enter the engine room and fight the fire.
Control room 77 Bulkhead. Occupy team 3 and 4 are now entering the engine room to fight the fire.
Fire drill is a very important drill for the whole ship's company. The spread of fire and smoke throughout the submarine can happen almost instantaneously, and the ability of the ship's company to be able to react to that, put the fire out, and then clear the atmosphere of the smoke or toxic gas that may be present is something we practice on a regular basis.
Open ventilation,
Open. Okay, Squiz, just going to mix this up here, roll it into a ball, and Spouts can open his gob, and you hold the torch, okay? Okay, we ready to go? Okay, take that other fish out. Okay.
A little bit of spittle off there. Smooth it off. And there we go. Done.
Although the submarine is operating during peacetime, the way we operate is identical to that which we would do in war. The only difference is that we don't have torpedoes loaded and ready to go. We carry the torpedoes if required. I think the image people have of a submarine, of a sleek, black messenger of death, holds true.
Yep. Come your way, hey.
Are they adjusting it up?
There's a clause in there that they may stop the exercise, and if they do so, it'll be on the 10 o'clock broadcast. So I want to read it. We are to crack in a snort before 8 o'clock and remain undetected from the end of that serial. We are to read the 8 o'clock broadcast.
The ability for the submarine to remain undetected is vital to the success of any operation. With modern equipment pitched against us, it could be the difference between life and death.
What we've got to do with this is we've got to take readings at least once a month or any other time that the command deems it fit. Of course, we have to make sure that all our machinery is quiet, because the quieter it is, the quieter we are. The system only has 4 settings.
Our biggest fear is noise, and transmitting noise from within the submarine out with the submarine is the only thing that's going to give us away for sure. If we make a lot of noise, the sonars in the surface ships or in aircraft or in helicopters will hear us. and they will home in on us very quickly indeed. Starts at position Lima Lima 1, the RV mark just above the 4 there. We'll be there at 700 and we will establish comms with the OCS, who is Perth. She will give us 3 S's followed by a long dash on board telephone, and that is a signal that she is about to launch one of her 5 weapons she's going to launch at us. Initially there will be P3 Orion circling around trying to find us. We'll be snorting and at periscope depth.
Okay, team, as I mentioned earlier, our intention here is to get in and get it torpedo attacking against the Perth. We're going to have to use all of the tricks of our trade to get past the PWO-controlled aircraft. Then we'll get back up to PD, launch a couple of grenades in the face of the PWOs to really rot their whole day up. We will fire water shots to simulate torpedo discharge on each attack.
Action stations, all compartments, shut off for action, shut for counter, kick for smoke 24 serial.
You got it? Yep. 1 10 by 6 pound rain, sonar exhaust running.
It'll be 2.5 minutes since the flight was made, it's not fast enough. Move it.
Coming to 180.
On depth.
Roger. 1 o'clock, ensure the DLS tape is switched on.
On there, sir. We are in the process of putting it on.
What's going on over there? I advise you of the bloody Sheckler, get on with it. Who's that? XO, take charge of this team. You get a message to the water operator. If he decides to bloody argue with me again, he'll bloody regret it.
All right, sir.
I don't act arrogantly, I don't believe. But I suppose
What's it have, Dawson?
deep in your subconscious, here you are as the commanding officer of a very large and powerful piece of machinery with the lives of 75 men at your fingertips, so to speak, and with a fairly destructive load of weapons at your disposal.
Oh, let me look up that way and I can't see any sign of him. He's supposed to be within 3 miles, isn't he?
3 miles of Perth.
3 miles of Perth. Well, sure as hell isn't within 3 miles of Perth.
To the west of him.
To the west of Perth?
To the west of Perth.
Ah, well, in that case, it could be. He could be hiding out the other side.
Search and contact range 1,500 yards, sir.
Recommended firing course?
Recommended firing course, sir, is 070 on a 0 gyro.
Roger. Intention is to fire at 1,000 yards range.
Fire at 1,000, aye aye, sir. Inserted, barrel ready, sir.
Roger.
How are we going?
1 minute 25 seconds, sir.
Yep.
At action station, 1 minute 25 seconds.
Roger, that's much better. Much better.
Sonar still blanked.
Possibly 0.6.
Search and contact now bears 010, 1,200, sir.
Roger.
Signal level 7. No range, Peppers.
1,100 yards.
Submarine bears 010, 1,100 yards, barrel ready, SLT, standby.
046. 1,000 yards.
Engage, 46 deliberate attack.
Engage.
Full ahead together.
Full ahead together.
Bearing, sound room.
312, torpedo. Green 35.
Port 30.
Full ahead. Press coming on.
Green 35, steady. Torpedo loud. Green 38.
216.
Green 38, steady. Green 39. Green 40. Green 45.
going right.
Getting louder.
So discharging 2,700 amps each battery, 2 hours 30 minutes to run.
Roger.
Green 64, bearing rate increasing.
Steer 110.
Steer 110.
Torpedo louder, green 70. Green 75. Green 78.
Port 15, steer 090.
Port 15, steer 090.
Green 90, torpedo loud. Green 96. Green 97.
Still sinuating on the CSU.
Sinuating.
Going left.
Going left.
Keep the reports coming.
Green 120.
I think he's got us.
Keep reporting the weapon strength.
Green 140.
Anti-transmission ceased.
Torpedo 18 faded. Green 150. Carrying out lost contact procedure.
Stop together.
Stop together.
Group down.
Group down.
Half head together.
Half head together.
Fire the forward SC.
Body 38, high bearing rate left bearing it. Green 135.
Fire the forward
Green
SC.
130.
Well, not on to the good guys. I'm pretty sure that the weapon didn't get contact on that instance. We managed to get off far enough and get it astern and then continue to outrun it, and then it shut down before it actually got close enough to lock on and attack us.
Barrel ready, sir.
Roger.
Engage.
Torpedo.
So what started? Give it to me. 239.
Red 118.
So what's the bearing? Yeah, I'm fired up all right because I've got to react quickly in order to get the boat underway, under helm, and at speed as quickly as possible to try and get the boat out of the sway, the sonar sway that the torpedo is actually searching through.
Red 155.
Still sinuating.
Red 150.
If I'm too slow, basically there's the chance that the weapon will actually get to the submarine before it's had a chance to get out of that search area.
Red 150.
Red 150, faint.
Second bearing?
0240.
030.
Torpedo right astern.
Once I've believed that I've got out of it, the idea I'm then looking at is to put the weapon either astern or into my quarters and open it at high speed. Hopefully I can outrun it.
Torpedo faint bearing, red 135.
Got him again, guys.
Torpedo HE faded.
Stop together.
Red 135 carrying out lost contact procedure.
Group down.
Group down.
Slow head together.
Slow head together.
Fire the forward SC.
Orange control room. Fire the forward SC.
Yeah, there's a hell of a lot to learn. It's a very complex procedure of aiding and everything else like that. And it's going to take a long time for I can ever hope to get to that standard, but it's good just to watch. I was taking a very back roll there, but it's good to stand back and watch everything go on.
For a moment, think of yourself in there. Could you imagine yourself as a commander like that?
Oh, I certainly hope so. That's why I joined submarines, to get to that level. So,
Well, I
yes.
trust what he's doing.
Joel, time to go and watch, mate.
What do you think of China, man? China is good. Sorry, Hong Kong. Gotta go to Hong Kong.
Being a submariner quite often means being tired. At sea, if you're at sea for a long extended period, it's quite easy to get into a routine. However, when you're working in exercise areas, the running becomes slightly bitty and you're not into a routine and you may lose the sleep in your off-watch time. Your meal cycle becomes disrupted. It can be dangerous.
To that end, I take cat naps whenever I can. It might only be 10 minutes here or 20 minutes there, so I can recharge.
Not like I say, no. Not from you.
Great disguise. Perfectly normal.
Pretty inconspicuous.
To get out of the control room, sit down and just relax and is very important to be able to just calm down and slow down.
That's right.
There have been a number of special things and special moments that have happened. Recently, the successful 2 attacks that we conducted against the USS Independence during exercise Coral Sea.
We were basically the enemy, and we were trying to find the Independence task group, and we thought we had some destroyers. When we come up to periscope depth, we looked around, and right beside us was a big aircraft carrier, so we proceeded to put 4 weapons into it and then disappeared, and they never found us. We had a real big victory against them, really big. In a war situation, we're alive and they're dead.
If I'm going to go to war, I either want to make it unscathed or not at all. I don't want to come back a vegetable. And these things, you'll either come through unscathed or you're dead.
Unless Australia decides that they don't need any armed forces whatsoever, and I don't think anyone would try and argue that, then you must have people willing to man the defence forces and to do the job when asked.
Willing to kill, in fact.
Absolutely.
But you won't say it.
Willing to kill if you want me to say it, yes.
Disengage the supercharger. Start pumping back. Visibility up there is terrible. Bearing. That's. Stop snorting.
Stop snorting. Stop snorting. Stop snorting. Stop snorting.
Stand watch two. Keep 58 feet.
Mask going down. Mask shut. Mask going down. Stand watch two.
Snort drain 1 shut. Keep 58 feet. Keep 58 feet. Check control. Watch stand 2. Watch stand 2.
Watch stand 2.
Okay, he's at about 8,000 yards, 40 starboard, heading on a straight course, estimate about 10 to 12 knots. He's obviously got us on radar. We'll stand to watch 2 and conduct a Mark 48 attack against them.
Left-hand console, bring the bow salvo to the action state.
Bring the bow salvo to the action state, Roger.
Well, we obviously try to make everything that we do during exercises as real as possible within the constraints of the exercise. And the reason for that, obviously, is we are training for war. And we try to put together everything that we would do in these exercises as we would do it for real.
4, 5, 6 tube bow caps, Roger.
Caps 0 AC, bow salvo is in the action state. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tube bow caps are open.
Down to the boards.
To the boards.
Stand by, Mark 48 attack. Left system, choose 3.
Choose 3.
Sign Mark 48.
Sign Mark 48. Up. Allocate 2 tube.
Right system, choose 3.
Choose 3.
Sign Mark 48. Allocate 1 tube. Stand by 1 and 2 tubes.
Bearing. That's.
Green 85.
What's the depth?
58 feet, sir.
Okay, 57 feet.
57 feet, Roger.
Range overall. That's.
26 minutes.
Down.
16 starboard, sir.
No, I am. 75 starboard.
Landing at 1,100 yards.
Very difficult to range on him. It's very, very misty.
Select 2 tube.
Select 2 tube. 2 tube selected. Ready to fire. Left system. Down. Ready to fire?
Ready to fire. 2 tube at ID 41.
Roger. Set the manual solution.
Set the manual solution.
Stand by 1 quarter shot.
Range
Safe fire key to fire.
Safe fire key to fire.
Safe fire key to fire.
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 Fire. Perth coming out of the globe. Visibility is about 2,500 yards. He's coming straight towards us. I have the depth of water after that. It's up. 6 down. Stand by. Mark 48 attack. ID 38 on the bearing I've just cut.
Stand by Mark 48 attack. ID 38. Yes, ID 2.
Right system.
What I've just spotted now through the periscope is the second ship coming out of the mist. He's actually at quite significantly shorter range. I'm going deep in an emergency to get down to a safe depth to prevent being run over the top, and I'm putting off a snap attack off him as I'm going down.
80 feet. Take a standard. Slow ahead together.
Slow ahead together. What's the sign, sir?
90 feet.
Q blowing, Q Kingston shut.
Thank
Pressure
you.
in Q. Thank you.
100 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tube bow caps open.
1, 2, 3, 4.
110. You know, as soon as you're ready for the firing at 38. XO, carry on, fire the weapon.
So carry on, fire the weapon, eyes up.
120.
Safe fire gear to fire.
Safe fire gear to fire.
Fire.
In summary, I believe I've conducted 2 successful attacks against warships. For real life, they would be now on their way to the bottom, and I'd be clearing away from the flaming datum and making sure that I'm not hanging around in case they send anyone else to try and investigate what's happened.
ETS Bishop.
Sir.
Salute. Seaman ETS Bishop, sir. S147998 to be awarded submarine qualification to date, 22nd of May, 1992.
Sir Bishop, I'm very pleased to see that you've got through your part 3. You've done well, qualified well. I have an excellent report from the electrical officer. He's very pleased with your progress. And therefore I have very much pleasure in awarding you your submarine qualification. It's the start of a long road. Okay, congratulations. Very well done. Wear them with pride and don't let them down, because they'll never let you down.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right turn, big batch.
Well done.
You reckon it'll fit? Handle it.
What I miss most when I'm underway, I suppose I miss being home. To be honest, I've got a family, I've got a wife, I've got a son up at a school in Pembrey.
I think it's a toss of a female company or having showers.
You miss the opportunity of walking down the corner shop for a paper in the morning, or you miss the opportunity of interacting with your wife and family. You miss the sky.
Coming into Sydney, this very last time, I suppose there's a number of conflicting emotions. One is the sadness of having to leave this boat earlier than I'd anticipated.
Main lighter 1.5. Roger, come round, don't wheel over. Navigate wheel over,
Leaving a group of men that I've had the privilege of commanding for the last 4.5 to 5 months, and who I think have provided me and the country with a great submarine.
dare say there'll be a bit of a lump in the throat as I step off the gangway.
John.
G'day, Dave. Welcome back.
Ovens for the last time.